Gigi, how you doing? Yigalo, how you doing, bro? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. How you guys doing? How's it going? I can't complain. It's been a pretty chill morning. I've mainly just been browsing X and making some videos, basically. So yeah, it's been a pretty chill morning. How's your day going? My man beat Godric. Rurikon, how you doing, brother? I have indeed. And I'm super excited about that because that fucker kept me busy for quite a while. Godric, the golden bitch. Yeah, he's pretty. Like, not gonna lie, he's pretty difficult. He was pretty difficult, but once you level up a little, it's a lot more manageable. When I first took him on, my health pool, like, the problem was every single time I had to heal, I had to use 2 flasks instead of just 1. So by the time we get to the second phase, I'm out of flasks. So now I can't get hit by anything in phase 2, or else I die because I don't have any flasks left. So it was pretty interesting in that regard. I got up an hour ago, had a chill stand-up meeting with my team, and now I get to code in peace until midday. Wait, stand-up meeting? Were you making jokes, Kiki? What's going on there? What is a stand-up meeting? What does that do? I'm looking forward to today, though. I'm in this new area now that some things are very, very dangerous, so I'm looking to level up quite a lot, hopefully. So yeah, plus my cousin is coming through. I'm really looking forward to that. Haven't seen him in, 2 years, maybe 3. So he's coming through to Cape Town. So going to be hanging out with him later. Yeah, that place. It's a place that looks like a swamp, but apparently isn't a swamp. Even though it absolutely does look like a swamp. I've been told by chat that that's not the swamp. The swamp is another place that I have not been to yet. So what are you guys up to? What are you gonna do today, Rurikon? By the way, bro, have you seen just how well the podcast is doing? Like, I am pleasantly surprised, dude. Like, pleasantly surprised at how well the podcast is going. In, like, given the fact that I've not done a lot of anything, right? I will basically sort of tweet out, right, that the new episode is live, and maybe I'll let my Discord know that the new episode is live, but that's it. I don't say anything else. I don't really push anything else. And yet, seems to be going well. Seems to be really growing. But yeah, on to the, the whole me, you, and Sebi thing. I watched the Sebi episode, the one where Sebi was also there. And what I found was it flows a lot better. Dude, I still can't make an Apple account, so I've tried. I'm trying every day of the week. Apple will not fucking let me. Remember, I don't own any Apple products, right? So I can only do it through the PC platform, and the PC platform will not let me. Boise, how you doing, brother? But even then, does it really fucking matter? Because, I mean, we got 24 plays. Look at this. 24 plays on Spotify. audience size 7, Spotify followers 3. I think that's fucking good, you know? I think that's good. That's just perfect. The one thing that we do have that I won't ever be able to do is monetize, because that is not available in South Africa. All right, I'm gonna try right now again, right? So I'm gonna try right now again to connect to Apple Podcast, and I shall show you what happens, right? Do you have an Apple ID? I do not. Create yours now. So we go first name, Stefan, last name, fuck you. Country, South Africa. There we go. Date of birth, 15/01/1985. This will be your new Apple ID. I think it's mythicbanter@gmail.com, no? Or am I forgetting? Voicey, how you doing? Roaming Firebat, how you doing, brother? Stand-ups are short daily status meetings. It's called that because the participants usually stand together in a group. Ah, okay. 24 is nothing to scoff at just yet. Remember the whole Sean Dewberry saga with the 5FM guys when he revealed the real streaming numbers to them? What do you mean? What was the real streaming numbers? I don't know. Like, was it worse or better? Okay, hold up. Yeah, it's called Mythic Band. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so mythicbanter@gmail.com. I already have a password saved for this. Copy the password. South Africa. Phone number. Okay, verify. And then we type and continue. Ah, bam. Your request could not be completed at this time. Go fuck yourself. It is, just so you see, I'm not lying. Your request cannot be. Fuck me, man. What the hell is going on at Apple? Like, what is Apple doing? Voicey, thank you very much. Really appreciate that, bro. Booker, how you doing? Psycho, how you doing, brother? Sorry that you guys are literally coming in as I'm trying to fix this shit. See if we can do something about this. I'm gonna try a different browser now. See if maybe the browser makes a difference. We'll see. Anchor.fm. Will you be doing a Chronicle version 4 review at some point? Psycho, no, I will not. And the reason for that is by the time I will finally have a review, it will be 2-3 months after the book came out. So there's literally no point for me to even try. Remember, I live in South Africa. I'm checking every single day to see if the copy is available in South Africa. It's not even listed yet. As in, if you go to every single site that exists and you type in Chronicle version 4, nothing. Literally nothing. The only things that pop up is Exploring Azeroth, Eastern Kingdoms, Chronicle version 1, 2, and 3, but not a single volume 4 is even listed. So, and I'm sorry, I really want to read it, but I don't want to read it enough to where I'm willing to order it off of Amazon. Because on Amazon, that thing will cost me $37 to buy, and then another $39 to ship. I'm not fucking paying over $70 for a book. There's no fucking shot that that's happening. So I will just wait. I'll wait until the book is finally available, and then I'll do speculations based on the book. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, fundamentally, there's just no shot at 40K in the meantime. No. I mean, I have plenty of books to read in the meantime. I might actually reread the Chronicle books just to, brush up on my Chronicle knowledge again. So trust me when I say I would fucking love to do a review of that book. But yeah, they do not make it easy living in South Africa. Now, where the hell is... Here we go. South Africa phone number. 418K. Nope. Even on a different browser, still the same bullshit. Your request could not be completed at this time. Your account cannot be created at this time. Please don't mention those. Well, mention what? Apple hates Africa confirmed. Dude, Apple... It's not that Apple hates Africa. I think it's more just a case of... Apple always has problems, and this just happens to be one of those fucking problems. Because going online on the forums, everyone complains about this. And then everyone says, don't try to log in from your browser. Try to create an account on your iPhone. And I say, well, I don't have an iPhone. Or people say your tablet. I don't have an Apple tablet. I've never owned a single Apple product in my life. And luckily, hopefully, when the day I die, on my tombstone, they can say, has never owned an Apple product in his life. That would be my greatest flex in the history of forever. If I could go my entire life without owning any Apple products ever, that would be a massive W for me, at least in my opinion. That would be a life worth living, I think. See, the problem is, I have one Apple account, which is my personal account for an old series that I was doing, but I don't want to use that because it's got nothing to do with Mythic Panther, so I can't use that. And that was also a ball ache. It took me almost a month to create that account. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. Quite frankly, I don't know what to do. We'll see. Anyways, what's everyone up to? What are you guys doing? Ethan, how you doing, bro? What time there? It is morning. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And Grofel, no, I'm not done with the books here, but I do want to reread a bunch of World of Warcraft books. Like, for example, I haven't read the Sylvanas novel yet. I've read passages from the Sylvanas novel. Like, I've looked for things in the Sylvanas novel, but I haven't read the full thing yet. I want to buy the Exploring Azeroth books, and I want to read those. So I have a bunch of work books that I have to read first before I can get back to fun reading. Not that WoW reading isn't fun, but the reason I have to do that first is that's the job, right? That's the work. The Warhammer stuff, that's just for me. That's just stuff that I like to do when I'm not fucking playing games. I was like you, and then I got an iPad for work. Then they gave me an iPhone, and now they gave me a MacBook. I'm not pleased with that. I never buy that stuff myself. Kiki, I refuse to. Even if I got to a position where Apple came to me and they were like, hey, we love to sponsor you. Would you take all of this free shit? I would be like, no, thanks. No, thank you. You can take your shit that's made in Chinese sweatshops with child labor and overinflated prices and stupid fucking technology backdrafts, and you can suck a dick. I will not use any Apple product ever. Every single Apple product that you can name has a far better equivalent in literally almost every other brand out there. Every single one. There is no such thing as the Apple iPhone being better than Android phones. Bullshit. Android phones literally smack iPhones around. The only reason people have an iPhone is because they bought into the bullshit that iPhone is cool, right? And iPhone is this statement. No, it's not. You're just an idiot and you fell for their marketing. Jack Black ruins his career. Why do you think Jack Black is ruining his career? I actually think I don't agree that Jack Black sort of I don't think he should have I don't think he should have disbanded Tenacious D. I also don't think he should have distanced himself from his lifelong friend. But I don't think that's going to end his career. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think most of what's going to happen is they're probably going to take a couple of months, just let things chill, and then they'll refine it with something else. To be honest, I don't think anyone would have given a shit if he hadn't made himself political in the first place. Abaddon, well, the problem is once you make yourself political, you are now political, right? And by that I mean once you decide to choose a side, you are now in the game, right? And now you have to stay in the game. At that point, you can't turn around and say, oh, I don't really have an opinion on this. The reason I can do that all the fucking time is because I've never chosen a side. So there are lots of times that you guys come up to me and go, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know nothing about this. I have no opinions on this particular issue because outside of, if something doesn't personally affect me, or if I can't see personally how this is going to make the world a better or a worse place, I just don't have a comment to share. Because if it's just a personal thing, that's your thing. Do your thing, you know? But from what I understood, the dude, his friend, lost his contract with his talent managers, with his agency. And from what I understood, basically, Tenacious D is over. Yeah. Fuck it. Who cares? It is what it is. You know, I don't know. Tristram, how you doing, bro? Was just listening to one of your videos on the way to work, and you mentioned the theory of the Scarlet Crusade having ties to the Arathi Empire. Doesn't the Scarlet Crusade tablet depict a flame? Given what we know of the Empire, this can't be a coincidence, right? I mean, it can be, because the light is oftentimes signified as a flame. So it can be purely a coincidence. Someone brought something very interesting up in that video that I didn't even really think about at the time when I made that video. But someone made the point that the only problem for the Arathi and the Scarlet Crusade to work together is the fact that the Scarlet Crusade hates non-humans with a passion. The Scarlet Crusade isn't an open organization, that sort of, works with everyone. So there is a real chance that because remember, the Arathi are half right? They're half blood elf, half human. Now, one thing that could change that is that there is a chance that not all Arathi are half human, half blood elf. It could be that their society is sort of split between human and half human, half elf. If that is the case, you might actually see the human side of their empire being the ones that's in bed with the Scarlet Crusade. The only reason I expect there must be someone in bed with the Scarlet Crusade is because of the amount of power and money that the Scarlet Crusade seemingly have. They seem to have unlimited numbers, especially with the most recent quests of the night of the Forsaken Heritage Armor quest lines. Their numbers appear to be unlimited. They also seem to be very well equipped, right? Top of the line armor, top of the line swords, top of the line shields, top of the line everything. So, and also some kind of like weird magical source that allows portals to be opened up and shit like that. So clearly there is something major going on within the Scarlet Crusade. They are getting money from somewhere. And I know people have always suggested that the money comes from Stormwind royals and or nobles that are sort of secretly funding it. But even then, I highly doubt that those nobles would be able to fund it this well. Because remember, those nobles would be constrained in the amount of money that they can give, how they can give that money. You know, the SI7 isn't just going to allow massive swaths of wealth to leave Stormwind without them taking note of that. So, yeah, something is definitely up with the Scarlet Crusade. I just don't know what. Um, That's a great point, actually. Definitely food for thought. Love your content, by the way. So, Benjamin, Tristram, I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the content. And I hope you continue to enjoy the content. You know, there's so much coming in the world within that I'm super excited for. You know, absolutely. And when we were able to get their armor, they were in the dirt. Groffa, what do you mean? Have you seen what Samsung did when Apple opened the first store in Malaysia the other day? No, Psycho, what happened there? But Kiki, the truth is that almost all celebrities and also all content creators seem to think that their opinions somehow matter, right? That their opinions somehow, like they have to share their opinions because otherwise their viewers aren't going to be intelligent enough or informed enough about whatever the fuck they believe. And what I have found, and this is true literally across the board, it's just preaching to the choir. You know, if you as a content creator make your opinions on politics known, you do just one thing. You chase away one side of the audience that doesn't agree with you, and you start growing your audience on another, you know, on the other side. So the danger, of course, with that is that it doesn't take long before your audience starts pushing you in a direction that you maybe don't want to go in. Samsung, bought the entire metro station the Apple store was located in and put Samsung ads on every single wall in that building. Holy shit. Based. Based, bro. What a nice way to, you know, celebrate capitalism. So this is the Apple store. Look at this, dude. Samsung just going fucking balls to the wall in Malaysia. I mean, I respect that. I respect it. Oh, shit. Cool. A quest that you got, Scarlet Crusade armor from a recruiter in the Darkmoon Fair. I don't even remember that. The rename of the station to Samsung Galaxy Station. Wow. But is Malaysia also the same as Japan, insofar as, the big companies that sort of almost run like a mafia, or is it not quite the same as that? So the Crusade was recruiting for years. They may not come from the Empire. Profile, just because they're recruiting for years, there's a couple of things that you're forgetting in this entire scenario then. So here's the thing. You have a Scarlet Brotherhood, right, of massive, massive, massive numbers that is located somewhere on the known Azeroth. If we exclude the Empire, they are located somewhere on the known shores or land masses of Azeroth, suggesting they're either on the Eastern Kingdoms or in Kalimdor or in Northrend or in Pandaria or in any one of the other smaller islands. You have, in World of Warcraft, every single race in World of Warcraft have their own spies that basically scour the whole of Azeroth looking for evidence of anything. You also have, very specifically, the Rangers of the Forsaken, who basically only exist to find the Scarlet Crusade because the Scarlet Crusade is the biggest threat to the Forsaken. And you have SI7, who also, a significant amount of their resources are always spent trying to hunt down and track the Scarlet Crusade. Now, it is important to understand the Scarlet Crusade has never existed in secret. Ever. We have always known where the Scarlet Crusade is at any given point in time. The only thing is, it would always be too costly to try and take them on, because they have their own forts, they have their own castles, they have their own infrastructures that would make any war against the Scarlet Crusade relatively costly. So the only time we've ever dealt with the Scarlet Crusade is when they have outliers, people that are specifically causing problems for problem's sake, and that's when we find out, oh, you guys are clearly up to something. None of these spies have been able to find these Crusaders. Like, none of them know where they are. None of them have been able to warn us that the Scarlet Crusade is growing into an even bigger threat. Like, how is that possible? How have they been able to completely hide from any and all eyes? That is just not possible. Just behind Eastern Plaguelands. Growfall, yes, but their main base, they are severely diminished. As far as the official records go of the Scarlet Crusade, their numbers, they're basically on the cusp of extinction. That's the most recent official reports that we have of the Scarlet Crusade, is that they are no longer a major threat. That is why there are no dungeons that's made that includes the Scarlet Crusade. That's why we've never actually spent time in the last few expansions dealing with the Scarlet Crusade, because they're just not a threat anymore. Their numbers have been decimated as a result of the Horde and the Alliance, but then also just as a result of infighting. Remember, after they discovered that their entire leadership has been corrupted by the Nathrazim, there were massive internal fights within the ranks of the Scarlet Crusade, and many people were slaughtered on all sides until it was restabilized. But it is basically a very small, almost militia at this point that really just exists as a bit of a nuisance. That is not the response we saw in the Forsaken Heritage questline. We saw a response from a very, very real military force on Azeroth. Where the hell did they hide all of these fucking soldiers? Where were they hidden? Even just a side note, I run into a group of South Africans at work that moved here. They work agriculture here and send their money back. They always get 1.5 inch plus Rabaiska, kind of thick, cool accents. Even, well, yeah, Rabai is basically, creme de la creme here in South Africa, so I get that. But next year I saw that, yeah. I don't agree with it at all. I think fundamentally the whole Kick suspension of Destiny is a joke. If you think about Kick and you think about the platform of Kick, now I just want to be clear. The only people that I am absolutely for deplatforming would be pedos, right? If someone is a pedo, yeah, get them the hell off of every platform where they could possibly interact with children, right? But short of that, I'm not really. Oh, and yeah, if we're talking about like serious crimes and stuff, so we're talking about raping or murder or stuff like that, yes, you've forfeited your right to be a part of society. But if it's just stuff that you've said or stuff that you've done that isn't really illegal, it's just sort of questionable, I'm not for people getting deleted or banned off of platforms. But then Kick's position is particularly moronic to me, considering the fact that if you look at the type of people that Kick have entertained on their platform, the most vile shit that has happened. You have content creators that go to Japan, that go to South Korea, and absolutely turn those countries into craziness with their bullshit. Just harassing people, hounding people. You have so many content creators on Kick that do these live stream, IRL live streams, where their whole shtick is just harassing people and nothing happens to them. And if something happens to them, it usually takes months before Kick actually operates or kicks into action. And now you have Destiny that got banned like that. Just a couple of days after he said the shit that he said, he's off. And it's like, actually, that's not... I don't agree with that at all, because that ban seems far more political than what it seems grounded in principle. If you are going to have certain principles as a company, I expect you to stick to those principles. If your principle is to be for free speech and for freedom of action, then Destiny is absolutely allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. It's one of the reasons I don't agree with Elon Musk and the fact that Elon Musk has such a big problem with Destiny saying whatever the hell he's saying currently. It's like, listen here, boys, free speech is only ever worthy of defense when people are saying things that you do not agree with. If the only time you want to defend free speech is when people are trying to come for your speech, or when people happen to be saying things that you agree with, then you are not defending free speech. The whole point of free speech being a right in the Constitution is to protect people from being able from being able to speak as they see fit and not be cancelled and not be kicked off of places. So I personally believe that if you at any point in time were against conservatives being cancelled or the left removing people, you should absolutely be against Destiny and Destiny being removed from platforms or Destiny being banned or Destiny being silenced. You should be logically consistent. And yes, you can make whatever fucking argument you want here. You can say, oh, but he's making fun of an innocent civilian. He's not just making fun of Trump. Absolutely. And I do want to say to all of the left-wing people here that is saying, well, the right did the exact same thing with Nancy Pelosi's husband. It's like, yeah, Nancy Pelosi's husband is a political figure. He says political things. He's in the political spotlight. I would argue that he is most likely fair game to some extent. Trump is fair game. You can make any joke you want about Trump. He's a political figure and you can say whatever you want. You might have an argument that innocent civilians should not be treated in the same way. Even then, this would be a moral argument. I could morally say Destiny should not do that because it's immoral. It's bad taste. It's not good. Should he be banned? Fuck no. Should he be removed off of platforms? No. Should his advertising be taken away? No. He should be allowed to speak. We cannot think if we cannot speak. That's just as simple as it is. Basic problem is calling. Was an Nick Monk suspended for trans stuff? To me, it looks like a knee-jerk reaction to cancel culture of old. Yeah, but he wasn't suspended off of Kick. He was suspended off of Twitch. Musk pisses me off because he claims to be a free speech absolutist and he doesn't act like one. Crash the Fool, thus far, Elon Musk could make the argument that he is absolutely a free speech absolutist because he never banned Destiny from Twitter. He didn't, stop Destiny's posts from being seen or, put him in suspension. He just removed the advertising. Now, yes, technically speaking, that is still within keeping of free speech. I will say, though, that by punishing someone monetarily, you are effectively asking them to self-censor, right? So it's sort of like, to me, by demonetizing someone, you're basically just too spineless to just outright ban someone or outright censor someone. So instead, you're saying, I'm not going to censor you because other people will say I'm censoring you, but I am going to force you to self-censor. And to me, it's just as disgusting. Now, I would not mind if Musk and others, you know what? Here's what I would like Twitter to do. Stop any and all advertising on any political posts. That's what I would like to see. Basically, advertise on all channels, all posts. But if you post something political, there are no ads on that post. That will instantly let all of the bullshit in politics dry up like this. All of these clickbait accounts, all of these fuckers that seem to pretend to be something that they're not, or, just try to get as much outrage as humanly possible, all of them will disappear overnight if you just remove the advertising incentive from political topics. I think Destiny is smart enough to use different words to not get banned and send the same message. Vanexer, I absolutely believe that what Destiny is saying is disgusting and dangerous. It's not so much that I want to make a moral argument or a nicey argument here. I think what Destiny is doing is particularly dangerous. I'll explain to you why, and I'll also explain why comparing it to Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, is not the same equivalence. The democracy of America did not and has never hinged on Paul Pelosi. Paul Pelosi being alive or being dead would make literally zero difference to the democracy of America. It would make zero difference to the relationship between the left and the right within America. That's just a fact. Right? Even Nancy Pelosi isn't important enough to rise to the level of, a democracy hinging upon her well-being. Trump, on the other hand, as well as Biden, are in fact linchpins for American democracy. Why? Because they are presidents in the making. They are the people running for president that represent in each 50% of the American public, at the very least, right? Or at the most, depending on what the results are of the day. If one of them are taken out, right, through not legal means, you have hell on your hands. Because at that point, you have now opened the door to political violence becoming mainstream. And you can never put that back, just FYI. If, in the very near future, someone happens to take out Biden and Kamala Harris, the left, especially those who have celebrated and lamented the fact that the shooter missed Trump, can say nothing. You said that this is viable. This is a viable political strategy. And if someone wants to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. You said that, right? You stood on that principle. That is the principle that you're celebrating. And I think that's where it's dangerous. And I think someone like Destiny ought to know better. He ought to understand that the narrative that he's trying to push, because he's trying to play tick for tack, and he's using specifically Paul Pelosi as the tick in this scenario, saying, see, you guys acted like this with Paul Pelosi, but now you're sitting there pretending like this is some big outrage. Well, yes, because Paul Pelosi wasn't the linchpin for American democracy. So yes, it isn't the same. Yeah, fundamentally, it would be like saying all car crashes are the same, and then you're comparing a car crash of a fucking go-kart to the car crash of a Porsche. Saying, they're not actually the same. One was a go-kart and the other one was a fucking Porsche. There's marked differences here in the importance of the crash. So I personally, I think it's just dangerous. I think it's stupid. And he should not do it. And the fact that he's doubling down on it is actually, I think, the thing that scares me most about this entire thing, is the fact that he's seemingly not smart enough to make the connection that he should not be doubling down on this. I think Destiny is smart enough to use, can't even write about Destiny and the things he advocates because YouTube auto censors it. True. YouTube is pretty nuts, bro. I think a lot of people lose their minds over nonsense. Is there anyone in this chat that actually feels American democracy is over if Trump wins the election? Is there anyone that actually believes that? Like, even if you don't like Trump, like, fuck me, man. There's no shot that you can believe that. The dude had 5 or 4 years in political office already, and American democracy was just fine. He didn't start the Third World War. In fact, he created far more peace on, in the earth while he was the president of the United States of America. The dude didn't pass all of these incredibly racist laws and bullshit. In fact, most of the policies and the laws that he passed really benefited the black community in America. So the dude clearly isn't this giant evil, like literally stand-in for Satan on the weekends kind of guy. You can disagree with him on things, but nothing's going to fucking end as a result of him becoming president. Standard Hamster, how you doing, bro? I mean, we had Trump already as a president. America was fine. True. People are crazy if they think Trump will become a despot king if he wins. This period in history will probably baffle future people on how overhated Trump is. Acedia, yes. Yes, but that's because most people have lost any and all ability to think. When I get back, I'll show you guys something that is truly interesting, but I need to go pee. I've been drinking a lot of water today, so I need to piss. I'll be right back.
Gentlemen, we are dealing with someone here who has absolutely no life.
It's not always about the ooh, sometimes it's about the ara.
How do I reach these deeds? I reached these deeds.
China. Most everyone's mad here.
Anti-Rack, how you doing, brother? Okay, so let me see. Do I have that installed? I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta give him that
huck
too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Sorry, I need to find the video. My brother sent this video, and I'm not endorsing anything in this video because I genuinely don't know. But there are some things that's fucking a little bit crazy about this video. Don't want to see that Scarlet quest. I found it was interesting. Grofel, not right now. I'm busy doing a thing. Let me just make sure. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So, what is interesting about